Hello and welcome to week 13 in Technology and Society. And all the chapters are done. That was our last chapter last week. The only thing that's left right now are the two special assignments. So for this week, we have the first one is due, and that is the cultural identity assignment. Then you have Thanksgiving break, and then the last week of class, which is the week after Thanksgiving break, is when your information literacy paper or service learning paper is going to be due. Some of you, two of you, I believe, have contacted me to volunteer for the concert that we are putting on at Moody Chapel on December 5th. Don't worry about the due date of the service learning paper. It'll be a little later because you're going to be taking that, you'll be doing that a little bit later. Don't worry about it. Many of you still have to get me your proposals. A lot of you have it done. That's awesome. I'm still waiting for some people to just make those corrections. And truthfully, there's still some people I haven't heard from at all. A little disappointing, but there, you have the final sort of go to that. For right now, for this week, however, we have the cultural identity. And what I did with this assignment is the notion of this is that we are a whole, and it's going to be represented by a pie chart. And we're just going to be looking at the aspects of our life that are related to sociology that help us construct our identity. There's all kinds of psychological stuff that constructs our identity, but we're simply going to be looking at the sociological things, or social psych kind of areas. And so what I want you to do is take a look at the course book right now. I explained it way better there than I'm going to make up right now. So your cultural identity is made up of all the factors that you've learned from the institutions and your family and people you've interacted with. And I'm going to have you construct a pie graph or a pie chart. And it's going to cover these areas right here. So the cultural factors and statuses that I want you to focus on are all of these: your gender, sexuality, race, family, friends, education, activities, ethnicity, socioeconomic status, cultures, goals, careers, citizenship, religion, languages, art, literature, and music, traits, and then clubs and organizations. You're going to start off making a list of all of those. You're going to give me a 1-sentence or 2-sentence description of your sense of that particular component. Then you're going to give each one of these, maybe in a table, you'd have each one of them going down, and then on a column you're going to have a number. And you're going to give each one of these a weight or points. Let's say you have 100 points to distribute between all of these to create 100% of your social identity. So you're going to distribute those points by level of importance. So if something is it's 5 points. Something that's really, really important might be 15 points. Something that's not part of your life at all might be 0 points. That's fine. So for each one of these elements, you're going to give it a weight. You have 100 points to distribute among all of these individual parts of your identity. And then, very easy, either within PowerPoint, it actually can do it in PowerPoint, or certainly within Excel, or any sort of spreadsheet program, you're going to take those numbers with the names of those identities, and you're going to create a pie chart. And there's going to be slices of the pie representing all the different aspects of your identity as they weigh in terms of your identity. Now, read through the instructions. They're all there, but I want to end here with have you take a look at mine. So there's a link. Let me get this in a full screen. Whoops. get this full screen. Here's, let you show this. This is, you can link to this. This is my example. So it starts off with a title page, obviously. Then we go into, I've listed each one and I've given the points. Okay? And it's funny when you have to distribute these points to so many things. It's like sometimes I'd go like 20. And it's like, no way is that 20%. I need more points, right? So sometimes you get like 3 or 2 or something like that, just because they're all important, but they have different weights. So I go through each one of these, making a little statement each one, and then ultimately I created a table. Looks like it's saying these are all the weights. Okay, I did this right in Excel, made a total column, and then in Excel you can actually select this whole table and create a pie chart. And this is what my pie chart looks like. I'll back that up a little bit here. So there's my pie chart. Here's all the different things, and this is all the different components of my identity. And you can see, you have my career, education, and me being a father and a husband are pretty big. Religion's in there. Then we get to music, the goals I have, and friends, being a brother. The fact that I have a hearing disability there. Cultures, the wealth, that's a pretty big one too. My ethnicity, the activities that I engage in. Just sort of this pictorial way of understanding these social aspects of who I am. So this is a picture of who I am being laid out by thinking about the important sociological components of my identity. So again, what we have a title page. We have each one of those categories with a brief description. Then we have a table that has each one of those categories and the points all adding up to 100 that you are given for each one, and then you're creating the pie chart. All of this is made in a, not the title page and the descriptions, but the table and the pie chart are all made in the spreadsheet software. You then copy that, paste it into your Word file, and then a page for the table and then another page for the pie chart. So don't send the spreadsheet. Put this all in a document. And this is one of the special assignments. This is actually kind of fun. I enjoyed doing the assignment itself, and I find that people find it pretty interesting to be forced to think about each one of those, because you have to cover every one of those in some way, and please don't go 0001, 000 25 25 25 25. That's not realistic. For many of you, many of those things play a role, if not just a small role, given the complexity of our social structures, as we've been learning about all semester. So that's it. That's it for this week. There's no discussions, none of that. Focusing on this and your information literacy paper, service learning papers, firming that stuff up with me in terms of your proposal and doing that work. There's some very interesting studies, very interesting projects that I'm anxious to see. They've been very interesting, these proposals. I want to hear from more of you about what you're proposing to do for your information literacy paper or service learning. If you are service learning, if you want to do something over Thanksgiving and you go and help serve meals or anything like that, that is all good. That is all good. You could take care of this assignment. You could take care of this assignment by choosing to do a service learning project during the Thanksgiving break, going and helping with an event. That's it. You help with that one event, write the service learning paper about it, applying concepts from the course to that particular experience, and you have done that huge project. So if any of you are sort of still hanging out there, even if you've started, even if you've already committed to doing a information literacy paper, you can change your mind. Put that aside. I'm going to go volunteer someplace for Thanksgiving, and then I'm going to write about that instead. That is perfectly fine. You have to tell me you're doing it, though. You have to finish that proposal and tell me what you're doing. Get it set up, and then tell me what you're doing. Follow through on that. Write the paper. Easy smeezy. Okay? So that's it for this week. Just this assignment, and certainly paying some attention to those proposals that I'm still waiting for, and considering what your options are for this Thanksgiving week coming up. We got this week. Thanksgiving week is off. One more week after that, and that is the end of class. So, end strong. You've done really, really well in all aspects of this class. I've been really, really impressed. End strong, and I will see you next time.